Hello and welcome back to the On Respect as an edition of Smackdown Out of 10. Naomi and Seth Rollins emerged from Money in the Bank as the winners of the titular briefcases. Rollins celebrated his win on Monday and Naomi took some time on Friday to rub it in everyone's face. And we got much more on this show, including John Cena, and he opened the show after a quick rundown of what's scheduled for the show and a recap of Money in the Bank as Cena made his way to the ring. He claimed the Mount Rushmore of pro wrestling is just his face full time because nobody compares to him. Cena talked about how he's been a step ahead of everyone the whole time, and he said that he put Punk in a corner by making him fight in Saudi. Cody came to the ring and said Cena was right about everything he said, but he also reminded Cena that he pinned him at Money in the Bank. Orton came to the ring and said he's determined to get another title shot and win King of the Ring. LA Knight came out to voice his opinion, which led to Cena leaving without saying another word. As he was walking up the aisle, Cena was attacked by R-Truth. His heel turn hasn't exactly been what WWE hoped for, but he did a good job making himself sound like a good tactician, delivering everything he's done over the recent months. The rest of the segment was somewhat bland and predictable, that took up probably too much time that we needed to. That led to LA Knight v Randy Orton versus Hayes v Black in the Fatal 4-Way. Mello and Black just traded shots while Knight and Orton just sort of sat back and watched. The eventual locking up once Black took Hayes out of the ring. The first break happened shortly after the match got started. When we returned, Mello was taking it to everyone with a flurry of fast-paced offense. The best part of this match was that it was unpredictable. All four of these guys have been logical winners, so it kept everyone on their toes as it played out. Even though everyone had moments to shine, it felt like Hayes stood out probably a bit more than his three opponents. His agility and speed helped him have some of the most exciting spots in the match. Towards the end, Orton and Knight had a very awkward exchange. It looked like all three guys had trouble figuring out what was happening. Other than that, it was a solid outing. As Knight was preparing to hit and drop, Bronson Reed came out of nowhere and attacked him, and Braun Breaker hit a spear. So yeah, that's obviously going to be a big feud. Braun Breaker, that allowed Mello to hit a frog splash, but he jumped right into an RK from Orton, which allowed him to get the win. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. A fairly solid match, like I say. I think Orton getting a win is probably the right move. And then, yeah, I think give LA Knight something very decent to do as well. So yeah, good stuff. Jacob Fatu then came out to talk about why he turned on Zoe Sikoa at Money in the Bank. Sikoa eventually appeared on the screen and said Fatu made a mistake at Money in the Bank, but he can forgive him if he says I love you Solo next week. Next up was one of the Queen of the Ring qualifiers to final matches. Jade Cargill was out to take on Niven, Jax and Michin. Jax and Niven took each other out temporarily, so Cargill and Michin squared off in the ring. The announcers mentioned Jax eliminating Cargill from the tournament last year, but it was a disqualification, so it wasn't decisive. Niven and Jax made a brief alliance to take on Jade until Michin took everyone out with the moonsault. Most of this was very by the book, other than a couple of standout moments from Michin. It felt pretty uneventful until Cargill was tossed over the announce table into Wade Barrett by Niven and Jax. Cargill ended up getting a win with Niven, with Jane did. So yeah, still a good win for Cargill. Impressive her to come back, but yeah, it kind of made her look a lot more dominant compared to the others. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. We then got the Motor City Machine Guns versus the White Six. Before that, Naomi cut a promo celebrating a victory, indicating she'd go after Tiffany Stratton. As Naomi was about to leave, Jax attacked Stratton from behind. She tried to fend her off, but she was eventually hit with the Annihilator. Naomi was about to cash in, but Jax stopped her because she wants to be the one to beat Tiffy. So yeah, interesting little dynamic already brewing there. Before we did get that tag match, Loomis and Gacy took control immediately by rushing the ring and attacking both men. It took until after a break for MCMG to begin making a comeback. Unfortunately for Sabin and Shelley, it was too late. Loomis hit a huge leg drop. The match didn't have much to it, but at least we're seeing Wyatt more often. But yeah, it didn't really feel that important. 5 out of 10. Cena then came out after a break to call out R-Truth. He said Truth crossed the line and disrespected him, so he called him out for a fight. Instead of Ron Cullen, CM Punk showed up. Punk tried to tell Cena that he needs to stop what he's doing and give the crowd a happy ending to his run. Punk said they were starting to sound like each other because Punk is making childish shots and Cena's threatening to leave with a belt. As Punk was leaving, Truth attacked Cena from behind again. He locked Cena in the STF, while Punk said the Truth hurts to mock Cena. It took out several security guards to pull Truth off Cena. The end of the segment was entertaining, but the first felt like kind of territory already covered. So yeah, maybe a missed opportunity that Punk didn't address Saudi. Before we got Charlotte Flair taking on Alba Fire, Alexa Bliss and Candice LeRae. And yeah, Fire and LeRae formed an alliance immediately and went after Flair and Bliss to get an early advantage. The Queen fought back until Bliss took her down with a crossbody from the top rope. We returned for a break to see Bliss take out all three opponents for the Tower of Doom. She went on a rampage until Flair put her in the figure 8. This match was more predictable than the previous women's Queen of the Ring bout on this show, but it had the same decent action and good energy. Bliss was definitely the standout with some of her flying offense, and the winner would have been easy to call, but how the match ended was pretty creative. As Flair had Fire locked in the figure 8, Bliss hit her finisher on LeRae and got the pin before Fire could tap out. Surprisingly, Flair walked out without making a big deal of it. So yeah, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Pretty decent stuff. I think big win for Bliss. Maybe didn't harm Flair as much. So yeah, makes sense. 6 out of 10. In the main event, it was Cody Rhodes, Damian Priest, Nakamura and Andrade battling out in another one of these King of the Ring qualifiers. Nakamura tried to leave the ring so everyone else had to fight, but Rhodes hit a suicide dive to take him down. This left Andrade and Priest to fight in the ring until the American Nightmare came back in. The match had plenty of time at the end of the show, so all four competitors were able to get a good amount of offense in without anything feeling rushed. Cody was sent for a Slim Jim sponsored table in a spot that felt like it was designed solely to get the table with logos on the screen for a few minutes. After a few close calls, the American Nightmare hit Nakamura with the crossroads for the pin and the win. I mean, yeah, Cody was probably always going to come out the winner of this one, and yeah, in all fairness, it was a pretty fun match, I've got to be honest. And yeah, Cody getting the win, the right decision. I obviously expect him to get right to the death of the tournament, so 7 out of 10. And overall, SmackDown this week gets a 5 out of 10 from me. I thought, yeah, it probably wasn't the best episode of SmackDown, just another one of these lengthy 3-hour shows, to be fair. And yeah, nothing really major going down it. We just felt a lot quite similar with all of these King of the Ring tournament qualifiers. The Cena bit we obviously got twice on one show. You know, it's just kind of these 3-hour shows are dragging. I can't lie. That's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Follow us on our socials. Link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.